are some exceptions to that, but,
Would you go into a game thinking we're gonna do this and then change during the game?
if we changed, we changed to something that we knew and that we did. Never did I come in at half and say, okay, guys, we're gonna do this, you know, and it was a totally deal, never. It wasn't gonna work. For me, it didn't.
Would you, how would you call it? Let's say if you were gonna call check, and if you wanted to start putting your Sam to the field, or your
Right,
Ben to
I
the
mean, now, if, I'd always tell him, I'd look at me, and if we wanna just check defense, I'm gonna give him that check. I said, but we may, if we're on a hash, and depending on what that team, what they're doing, we may wanna play cheat, and we may wanna put our strength into the boundary because of the way we do our secondary. And we feel like we might be a little better that way. And so we could do that, we could call, we could call
So you go cheat boundary and know you're gonna go
Short side.
cut to the field.
Right. And, or whatever, I mean, there's several different things that, that we could do, and then, then we could make little, going into it in our game plan, if we were gonna do that, then this was our check in the secondary. If we were having trouble with that, then I'd bring out a Raider, that Raider over, and and the free safety, and I'd say, when the offense out there, I'd say, all right, look, okay, we're having some trouble with that. So, one of two things, we were either gonna start, we might call it cheat in the field, and go with that, what that coverage would dictate, or still go cheat into the boundary and change our coverage to something else, something else we did, So it was just a.
So in your install in spring and summer, you would go over every one of these things?
We did everything. And in fact, during 7-on-7, we would try to put ourselves in certain scenarios and say, all right, let's call this and let's see how we cover this. I know some teams, especially sometime in Texas, they take that 7-on-7 so serious. They'd put all DBs out there and just go cover it. Well, to me, that wasn't, I wanted our guys to learn from 7-on-7 something that's gonna carry over into the season. So we would never take our linebackers out unless
You're playing in the championship.
and we were
wanting
playing
to be
Manzano,
Yeah.
and we were playing the championship game. But most of the time, we were never gonna take those guys. We were gonna play what we're trying to get them to do, All right, again, we're gonna talk about some trivia. Let's say again we've got a field, and I just want to throw this up here to show you how when you can play cheat either to the boundary or to the field, it changes what the offense sees, particularly in the secondary. Let's say we want to go, first of all, I'll go cheat to the field. Let's say someone comes up, and they've got 3 receivers this way, whatever. So we line up. Now, we've got a bandit. We're gonna line up and make it look like cover 2 every time. The only giveaway maybe is the depth of those safeties. And sometime I tell them, get 12 and act like you're talking, and as you act like you're talking, you're stepping up, and you're ending up, at 8, at 10, and then, if we were gonna be in that cover 4 stuff. So, here's one way we could play trips out of cheat, or, we could even do this out of strong, but I'll throw cheat up here. Now, alignment-wise, again, corner's gonna line exactly the same. Our free safety is gonna line pretty much exactly the same. He's gonna find at home on the hash, wherever. Our bandits, as a starting point, is gonna get halfway between 2 and 3. Our Mike, of course, you know, his normal spot. Our Raider, by the way, if we got this to this side, unless this guy is just a war horse, we're gonna use that Raider on the other side. All right, so if we come out in that, in our game plan for this week against that, and we're playing cheat strong to the field, and our game plan is we're gonna, if we get 3 receivers, then we're gonna play 2 robber. All right? So we're gonna play cover 2 with these 3 guys on 1 and 2. So before the ball is snapped, I mean, he's gonna get to a position where he's in a good position to play cover 2 over 1 and 2. Now, Bandit, his rules have not changed 1 ounce. They're just playing cover 2. Same rules, same everything that we just went over. Now, the difference is our Raider, he's gonna line up in what looks like a cover 4 alignment. He's gonna be about 8 yards. When the ball snapped, he's gonna be at about 8 yards. He's gonna do two things. If it's run and it was run weak, then he's gonna be the force because we're playing cover 4 to that side. He's gonna click and bail. His job is stay outside and on top of number 1. Now, when he reads pass, here he gets a pass set by these guys, and he's come up this spot and he reads pass, you know, and here's the ball here, then I'm gonna open my hips, and I'm coming hard across the field, and I'm gonna rob 3. I'm gonna rob the vertical. I'm gonna take 3 vertical or inside. All right, so if 3 came off and ran vertical, ran a post or whatever, he's gonna come off and take it. This is great for teams that like to run 3 receivers, and they like to go 4 verts, and, you know, they get this guy and work him to that hash, and he works the hash, you know, and they're running all 4 of those guys, you know, 4 vertical. Because Cleveland right now, if you give them this, they're gonna be in cover 3. I mean, that's kill them. I mean, that's just what they're gonna do. And if I'm an offensive guy and I know gonna be in cover 3, I'm fixing to run 4 verticals. I'm gonna run this guy, get him on that hash, because now you're putting that free safety in a bind. I don't know, y'all may be cover 3. I never was very good. Wasn't good to me. Maybe I just didn't know how to coach it, but.
And is that coming at that flat of an angle?
He is. He's coming straight across. If Mike reads pass, then he's gonna open and look for a short route. But he's not real critical until people just start standing up and popping that guy right there. If they start doing that, then we're gonna do something else. But that's the idea.
So you're not gonna boss him out toward that number 3?
No. He's not gonna take off and run to him. Now, when he reads pass, he's gonna work, he may work to it, but he's not gonna just.
But he's not gonna widen his alignment
No.
pre-snap?
He's still an A-gap player. We still are gonna play run with these 6 guys.
And are you always gonna play cheat to the trips?
Not always. No, I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
In fact, this, you know, is just one way to do it. So he's gonna open up and he's looking for 3 vertical or inside, and he's gonna pick him up. If 3 breaks out, now, by the way, 3 is already here, so Mike already knows 3 is to that side. The back is no longer that you know, engaged. I mean, he's not worried about that. So 3's already here. So when he comes off, his rules in cover two is to walk, run to three. All right, if three goes flat, he's hollering three out, three out, three out. Bandit walling off, he hears three out, he comes off. Mike is reaching for number two. Now, our raider, if three goes flat, now he starts settling, and he's gonna take the deeper inside route of 1 and 2. If they were to do this, then he's gonna settle and start doing the thing. Our free safety's gonna lean pretty heavy, but we're still playing cover 2. He's gonna catch him right, he's gonna be underneath. Our bandit, our Mike is trying to reach, but he probably can't get there, but we do have a raider that's gonna, sit there and waiting on that thing.
So basically, your Raider's the reason you don't boss your mic out toward 3.
That's right. The only time we'd even think about that is if down and distant dictated it and they're just raising up and hitting this guy. If they're doing that, then we're gonna line up in a different way, and I'll show you. Or there are times we would cheat him over and make it look like he was, gonna play that, but he's still gonna do the exact same thing. We may give the appearance that we're gonna play that thing, but when the ball snapped and they repass, he's still doing the same, what he does. So that's 2 robber. Really was good for us. I mean.
And what's your corner doing on the other side?
He's clicking bail, he's got man to man, outside and on top. Now, if he's real good, we're not gonna move him, we're gonna do something different over here. But in this case, we'd make a banjo call, which means he's gonna open up and he's gonna be the underneath player, over the top player. The deal is, this guy, what's he doing, So that's a determined, that makes a difference.
Yeah, so what if he goes towards the trip side?
To the trip side, our Mike is working to it. If whatever this guy broke out, now he's sitting looking for the next one, then he's probably gonna jump that thing, or.
So you're not telling your will to fall in if,
No, no. There are times where we think we can match up here, and we'll let our will worry about back coming out weak, and then we'll just set him, and if the back doesn't come out, then he starts sinking, looking for something else, But that's one example of 2 robber. Now, we don't have to be in cheat. I mean, that front doesn't really make a big deal. We could be in strong. And we play it exactly the same way. If we had called strong, and we're gonna look like this, because he's over here, he's not gonna make that gator call, because, I mean, he's able to reach helping that thing because of the hash mark.
He would gator a single side receiver too?
no.
No, I'm just saying, if there were, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
If there were 2 receivers, he would not gator.
'Cause of the
I didn't
hash.
say it right.
Right.
If there were 2 receivers, he would not gator because we're on the hash and it's so close to the sideline. All right, so if we're playing 2 robber again, exactly the same thing. It didn't change 1 iota, nothing changed. The front changed, but back here they didn't change. We're still gonna play cover 2 with these 3 guys. We're gonna rob number 3, vertical or inside. He's still clicking and bailing. Our will, if we want to banjo that, if we don't, we'll set him and look for, whatever. Let me mention this about pass rush. And I don't know if I said it a while ago or not, I may have. We wanted our rush out of these guys, and we wanted these guys to push.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, we never worked with those inside guys on any pass rush move, any rip and all that stuff. We never worked them. We wanted them just simply push those guys right into the quarterback's face. we just didn't want that quarterback sit up in there and then take off, you know? So that part of that.
Coach, I got a question. Your bandit, if 3 runs wheel in this, he's
Okay.
running the wheel?
Alright, yeah, he's 3. Alright, if three took off and let's say he's clearing out and he's clearing out, well, let's run him inside, cause we're gonna wheel it. Let's say they're running like that and he's coming there, is that what you want? Okay, now, because Mike is, the minute he reads past, he sees 3 out, of course, we're gonna let our bandit kinda look at that anyway. But he opens up to 2, he hears 3 out, so he comes off of it, Mike's reaching. Now, once he inherits the out, if it's out and up, he's running. And so that's why we want this guy to be a pretty good, that's why Reese White was there, you know. We want a pretty good guy, and now, there's another reason I'll show you in a minute, but, cause he's gonna catch, and he's gonna be under, 2 didn't come flat, Mike's gonna be under, now we're gonna run. If that became a real issue, then we're fixing to check, I'll show you what dollar is, it's quarter, halves, where we're gonna be a quarter, either half or quarter over here, you know. And we'll play that kind of stuff, you know. But, so 2 robber didn't change whether we were cheap or strong. Now let's put cheap into the boundary. This is the way it starts giving a different look. They're still lined up on this hash, and they've given us these 3 receivers. Now let's call strength into the boundary. So we're going to put it like this. Now, our bandit, because there's no reason to he's gonna drop back about 8-yard depth. He's gonna become a cover 4 guy,
Now, let's say it was 2 by 2.
okay?
Would he
No,
still do that?
He's gonna be up in.
Oh, he played normal. Okay.
He's gonna be normal, cause we're gonna have a safety.
Okay.
But because they're like this, and let's go ahead and let me talk about, there's a couple things we can play out of this. I've already shown you what cut 2 is, right? We could play cut 2 out of this, but we also could play dollar. We call it dollar because it's quarter, 25, 25. If we played half, it'd be 50, or if it was quarter, in our game plan, would be quarter. I mean, you know, all the way across. This is different than cover 4. Cover 4, our corners really are man, outside and on top man on the widest receiver, you know, on cover 4. On quarters, he's playing a true quarter of the field. If we went that way, then we're gonna roll this thing. We could either put our Raider up here, like that. That's probably the way we would do it. Now we're gonna, if we check dollar, now that means he's gonna click and, he's gonna click and bail, but he's gonna click inside and get to the middle of his quarter, between 1 and 2. And we're gonna get depth and what I call railroad 1 and 2. If they both went vertical, he's now playing just like that safety on that Tennessee hash drill. If we're playing dollar, then he's gonna, when the ball is snapped, he's gonna try to jam number 2. He's gonna get in a position where he can try jamming, and then he's gonna set. Our safety, our free safety is gonna move up. If number 3 is vertical, he's gonna take him. If he's inside, probably not, because we probably have a bandit that's trying to help him, unless we're worried about that guy. But anyway, he's gonna take him. So he's got the inside quarter, he's got the outside quarter. over here, more than likely, he's gonna creep up, he's gonna click and bail, so he'd have a quarter, and he'd have a quarter. So we're truly quartered all the way across the field, a true zone. This guy's gonna sit and squat, he's gonna try to take on three and squat, and he's gonna do his sink again, just like he always did. Now, we're trying to take away the under stuff with these guys, and we're playing deep. I mean,
And that
those guys
sink
are-
is to 15 yards?
Huh?
Sink is to 15 yards, you said?
Yeah, he's gonna try to get that 12 to 15 yard depth, looking for, people wanna run that drive, or they'll run a dig route and drive across, and they're wanting somebody to jump on that, and they want to throw behind, and we don't want, if we're gonna give up one, let's give up that little, So, that would be our dollar call.
So, I might have taken down so many notes, I might have got lost, but the Raider, what happens if they do a bubble? You just gotta fight through?
Yeah. He's gotta fight through it, and if we're playing good point, I'm glad you brought that up. If we're playing a team that likes to bubble and likes to do all that kind of stuff, we're gonna make it what we call steal. And again, this is something that we practice, and, we work it. All right. Let me say this, we could do it, and we just probably don't, but we could do this. We're gonna play steal. Now in steal, that corner is gonna be a squat corner. He's squatting up there, he's gonna take on one, and he's squatting, and he's looking for any outside cut of 2 and 3, or even the back, whatever. But he's looking, he's playing that true flat player. The free safety is playing cover 2 technique. Our Raider is gonna turn and wall off any inside cut between 1 and 2. So he's walling off. Our Will is gonna turn and wall off any inside cut between 2 and 3. If 2 got by Rover, then Will's gonna pick it up. If 3 tried to get inside, he's gonna pick it up and run with it. We never did this much, but if we were gonna do this, we would be the other way. But we would rob number 3. So we're playing cover 2 squat. We're still robbing 3, click and bail. The only way we'd do that is if we know that we can handle that. Let me put it up how we'd probably do, what we would do for sure. If we were gonna check steal. Still, again, it's, playing a field. We're gonna call strength over here. Our bandit's gonna be here, our free safety. Now this is where we would do it, because that's the guy we trained to rob, he's the robber, so that's the way we do it. But anyway, same thing, he's gonna wall off, he's squatting. So people that wanna run these bubble screens, well, we've got them sitting there, we've got them. Now, what's the fallacy of this? What if all 3 of those guys go deep? We're not good. But again, that's just a change up. It's not something we live with. But if someone's just hurting us with bubble screens, or whichever way it may be, bubbling this way, or doing that thing where they're all coming back inside, then we would play steal to try to take away those bubble screens. Every secondary has a strength and everyone have a weakness, you know? And, so when you're coaching these things, or when you're looking at stuff like this, you gotta know that, hey, this is okay for this, but boy, if they wanna do this other thing, if they wanna go deep, that's not good at all. But this is only if someone's hurting you with something, it's a change-up.
What would you do to a team that went 4 receivers, but wanted to run the ball on you, and then you were putting so many guys out to
Right.
cover the pass? I mean, what would you do there?
Okay, let's look at it. All right, if they set, let's say they set the back out, and here we go. All right, we're gonna, more than likely, we can stay in that front, doesn't matter. We're going to, we may widen him a little, not much. We're not gonna widen him enough that he still can't play big out. But we're definitely, if we feel like we can handle that backside. Now, here's the deal. A lot of teams that would do that, they're gonna put their best receiver over here. So if that was the case, then we're probably gonna play cover 2 over here. He's gonna catch, we're gonna play cover 2. And over here, we're gonna play dollar. And we're gonna, he's gonna line up and he's gonna be a quarter. He's gonna be a quarter, just like I showed a while ago. He's gonna hit and wall off, and we would work him to this side probably to make, and if we weren't afraid of the quarterback running, we're gonna try to quarter, and we're gonna play half, because we're afraid of this guy. We're gonna get a safety over the top, catch him, if that was the case.
What other things are you gonna do against a really good receiver?
We're gonna, if he's really good, we're gonna always have a safety over the top. And so if we're concerned about him, we're never gonna rob. We're never gonna bring that Raider across to rob. So now we're gonna work these guys, more than likely, we're gonna play dollar. We're gonna play quarter, half.
And that corner, I'm sorry, just cause Brandon stepped on, the corner, what's he doing right there?
Huh?
And that exact coverage that you just drew, and it's probably relevant for both scenarios you're talking about right now, but that corner on the backside, is he in trail technique, or is he?
Now,
man?
over here, we're cover 2.
So he's in trail?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna catch,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be under. He's gonna try to get
So
under
true
routes.
cover 2 back there?
Huh?
Your true cover 2 technique back there?
Cover 2 over there,
Yeah, yeah.
truly 2.
Quarter on this side.
But because there's nothing to really hurt us unless he just immediately came inside and that corner's he's gonna start screaming in, then Will would take him on and then Raider could work to the side. But more than likely, we're gonna try to get as many, people over to the 4 receiver side, but still we're gonna keep that thing solid. If it's, run with counters with a quarterback or drop back and try to take off with whatever, we want to try to keep that as solid as we can.
What about empty? Just straight 3 by 2.
Okay?
What are you doing to empty? So the 4 receivers on one side, you're not changing anything. You're just bumping guys over.
Yeah. If we go empty, for one thing, we're all hollering empty. Over here, we're probably gonna play cover 2, with that set. The only thing we might do, if we were playing strong, we might bump Mike out just a little bit, but still enough that if they block down, they show block, he can come back and get to that gap, but we may bump him a little bit, but not a great deal. that's already, three out to us. So we're gonna play cover two. The only, the tough thing about this, if you did this, was if three goes vertical and vertical, then you're really stretching him. If that was the case, then we're fixing to go dollar, quarter, quarter, quarter. We're gonna play the quarters, let him